Wanna shake up the status quo, rock the boat, break a few eggs?
Well, you've come to the right place. ChaoticRadio.com.
All right. We are back. It's 6 o'clock. It's Friday night. It's time to party. I'm your host, the 5-card star Jeff Maverick. With me, as always, my partner in crime, no fucks given, Cole Dawson.
How you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm pretty good. Last night was a pretty epic night for both of us, and got to bed a little later than I normally would, and today was a little rough, but I got rained out, so I didn't have to actually work. I just had to chauffeur my sister around Southern California. So.
Hey, dude. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
No,
that's right.
you know.
You were gonna take her shoe shopping or some shit like that today, right?
No, actually,
she needed a new ring.
No, she needed to get her. She needed to get her hair did.
That's right.
But I also, since I was the minister for her wedding, there was we left the marriage certificate out. And my daughter got it and made a little scratch mark on it. And I also maybe flubbed up on the date a little bit. If there's any corrections, scratch marks, mistakes at all, they don't let it record and they send it out to the officiant to make sure everything's correct. And then you just have to sign the affidavit, send it back in, right? Well, this was 3 months ago, and since, we're dealing with the government agency, that's how long it took to finally get this affidavit in my hands. And since she needed to go to Orange County for her hair appointment, I said, hey, I'll take you, drop you off. I'll go there and deliver this so that you can get your marriage license and be officially married and do the official name change and all that good stuff that she needs to do, because she's been going crazy. She's like, I got to book flights and promoters need to know whether they're flying Candace Dawson or Candace Gargano. So come on, guy.
So is she going to be changing her ring name now? Or is she
no.
keep Lorraine?
No, well, Lorraine is her actual middle name. So,
okay.
So
wow.
yeah, so
that
she's
that
actually
is some middle name there.
Yeah, so she actually goes by her real name, Candace LeRae, and yeah, and then I had to drop her off with the Young Bucks. I guess they were going somewhere tonight. I don't know. It's a mystery.
Yeah, damn that mystery.
I'm sure.
I don't know. I heard that there's this weird vortex over Reseda tonight.
Yeah, something like that. It's gonna drop in random wrestlers.
Yeah, dude. I'm kind of bummed that we don't get to be up there tonight.
Yeah,
PWG shows are really goddamn fun.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. I just wish they'd get a bigger venue so it wasn't so jam packed.
Yeah,
it's like cramming sardines in a can, man.
Oh yeah,
which is kind of stupid because if you ever open a can of sardines, they're really not that jam packed in there. It's more like pickles in a jar. Is really what it is.
I think it is.
With $5 pitchers of beer.
I took Luke to a PWG show a couple years back, man, and a lot of fun, but I'm literally up against the back wall, holding him on my shoulders until finally Jimbo, the camera guy, the one that just did the Bucks documentary, found a couple of seats for me, and we were able to go and sit down.
Oh, that's cool.
So
yeah,
that's all of us in the wrestling community helping each other out. So
yeah, and I like going. If you think that was bad, we were there the night that Necro Butcher and already, but him and Super Dragon had a just hellacious Falls Count Anywhere. Like they literally requested that all the fans fold their chairs and put them against the wall to make room for the chaos that was about to ensue. So that's how that went.
Well, I mean, like you heard my reaction as soon as you said Necro Butcher. I mean, I've been following his career for quite some time. The dude is freaking insane and has no knees anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, that poor bastard. But hey, he's a cult phenomenon, and people freaking love him.
It was a fantastic match that night with Super Dragon. Unfortunately, I think Super Dragon got a concussion in the middle of the match when Necro Butcher was throwing punches in the corner. His knees buckled and he went to sleep a little bit for a second.
Oh.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. But my favorite Necro Butcher match ever though was with Kikutaro, and they just did total it was the perfect blend of comedy, hardcore wrestling. That
sounds like it'd be a lot of fun.
Yes, so good.
See, and we were actually kind of talking about that before the show tonight. Is that a worker can be freaking mediocre, but be entertaining, and still be kind of over with us. And we're fucking jaded.
Yeah.
We are so jaded as far as wrestling goes, but we've got some of the best wrestlers.
Well, I mean, it's like anything, really. If once you have 40 years worth of knowledge in your head about something, you judge everything a little bit differently. I mean, I've watched videos as far back as the 50s. I've watched 50s wrestling and from all over the world, Puerto Rico, Japan, Mexico, and Canada, old Canadian wrestling, the old Hart stuff, it's like, and so once you've seen everything, it changes. And then once you get in the business and you learn how to wrestle and you start seeing things and knowing what you should do and shouldn't do, and you see other people do the wrong things, you go, so.
Yeah. There was a lot of moments last night, but you know what, dude? All in all, that was entertaining.
No, I didn't have any maybe the first women's match. There were a couple moments.
But we'll talk a little more about that later. Did you ever read Lou Thesz's book?
No, I did not.
You
read
never
his
read
book.
Hooker?
No.
Oh, dude, that was Brian Pillman's Bible.
Yeah.
Yeah, he. Well, I mean, you know me. I'm a big Pillman fan. Read up a lot on him, and he used to, I guess, just take that book around with him everywhere. Oh, fuck you.
No, sorry, I'm yawning.
Legit tired?
No, I'm legit yawning.
Okay, I thought you were giving me shit
We were
again.
up past our bedtime last night, bro.
Oh, my God.
I was sitting there during the main event. We went. What we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen, we went to NXT last night in Riverside. I know we talked about it last week, but we went and we saw, and my brother-in-law got us some tickets, and
thank you, Johnny Gargano.
And,
love you.
So
Johnny Wrestling.
Yeah. So it was right down the street from my house, so it was an easy venue to get to, and we had a lot of fun. And but I was sitting there during the main event going, man, like, we got jobs, guys. Why is this a 3.5 hour show? Like, let's go. Take this home. Like, 2 hours tops. You start at 7:30, bro.
Oh, man. Well, I mean, they did. That's something that I forget happens is intermission.
Yeah.
Because they don't do an intermission during, like, Raw or SmackDown.
Well, in essence, they kind of do. I mean, they don't during the show because it's a live TV show, so they can't really take an intermission. But they have commercial breaks, and they'll have a lot of segments where they know people in the audience can get the.
Yeah, and I've done that several times. Actually, dude, one of my worst memories is getting up to take a piss during. It was a SmackDown taping in Anaheim back in like fucking 99, 2000, I want to say. And I go to take a piss, and you hear Dudley's come out. Yeah. They're taking on Jericho in a handicap tables match. And I came this close to missing it. Yeah, I missed most of it. I was pissed. Luckily, though, I was able to catch it because over at the Honda Center, they have the TVs in the bathroom. So that's always good. I was able to catch it out of the corner of my eye.
I'll never forget one Monday Night Raw I went to. I believe it was Lita marrying Kane. It was that night. They did that at Honda Center.
That's right, they did.
There was
so horrible.
A whole 2.5 hour wrestling show because they went way over. And they had 2 matches on the whole freaking show, and they were both short matches. But one of them was Flair and William Regal.
Oh yeah,
but it was
like
a 7-minute match on a 2.5 hour TV show, and there was one other wrestling match, and I just I was so pissed. I can't believe they think they can get away with that.
Well, and now you look at it, and they've got a 3-hour TV show, and at least now we're getting a about 5 matches, but come on, man, 5 matches in 3 hours? That's freaking ludicrous. Unless they're all hour long, 30-minute long matches.
Yeah, what I have noticed a lot more recently, there's a lot more wrestling on the show, mostly because the roster is just bloated at this point.
Yeah.
But they are allowing for a lot more 15, 20-minute TV matches. It's not you're not getting so many 3-minute throwaway matches unless it is a jobber match and they're just trying to get someone over, which is fine, and I'm okay with that.
Strowman's matches are going 2 minutes tops right now.
Yeah, and you do that for the gimmick, but I mean they're not throwing mid-card guys out there going, you got 2 minutes in the ring, bell to bell, guys, go. Like they're letting guys go 15 minutes. So
yeah, we're getting a fair amount of wrestling in now, and now with the cruiserweights, they're doing a lot more stuff with the cruiserweights. Tuesday nights after SmackDown, you got the 205 Live. So
yeah, I would be excited, except for the fact that the reason that's happening is because the cruiserweights bombed on Monday Night Raw in quotation marks and didn't get ratings right away, and so they gave up after a month. But to be fair, they did put the title on the most uncharismatic human alive. So there's that.
They did quickly change it to one of the most charismatic humans alive.
And then quickly again to Rich Swann. So,
Rich
good
Swann's
for them.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, he is, but you bring in a title and you want to make it legit and you've changed it every pay-per-view so far.
Yeah,
like, that's
you
good,
know what?
guys. Thanks.
I do get you on that one. That is kind of bullshit. And I had such high hopes, too, because of how stacked the Cruiserweight Classic was.
It was a fantastic tournament. I think they didn't plan ahead and make sure they signed guys to contracts beforehand, and so I'm hoping if this women's tournament ever happens, that's been rumored, that they take care of that, pre-tournament. Let's sign some guys.
I think they've already announced that they're doing a women's tournament.
Well, just because they said it was going to happen doesn't mean it's going to happen. It's pro wrestling, bro. So
card subject to change.
Yeah, exactly. And so I don't know who's going to be in it or what they're going to do with it, but I hope it happens, and I'm really hopeful that maybe finally that they go, we're doing an indie tournament for women, and there's only one women's independent wrestler that's worth anything. So hopefully that we'll have a rooting interest in that, is what I'm saying.
That you know what, dude? I mean, anything's possible. It's the WWE. They bought WCW.
Yeah.
So,
and they're trying to buy TNA's library. So,
you know what, man? With as many of TNA's old stars that they have, I mean, it would be smart to get that.
Well, yeah, they want. I guarantee they want to do it so they can do an AJ Styles DVD right away.
Oh yeah, well, and then they've also got Joe on there too. I know he's NXT right now, but he's still one of the best things going.
Bobby Roode, Eric Young. There's a lot of guys there.
You know what? I was actually kind of hoping Eric Young was gonna be on that card last night, because I've not really seen much of anything as far as his stuff goes for NXT, but I'm a huge Eric Young mark.
Yeah,
he's
fantastic.
Love that guy.
Yeah, my wife was kind of like, "Oh man, they signed Eric Young." She was kind of actually excited about that. It's one of the few guys she really likes. She's kind of with me. I haven't watched wrestling. I haven't been a diehard wrestling TV watcher for the last probably 10 years at this point, but.
Yeah, well,
definitely for the last 5 or 6, I just can't do it.
Eric
I can't watch
Young was one of the most entertaining things going for TNA for the longest time.
For sure, I'm glad he finally got a title run too out of it.
Oh yeah, and a good title run too. I mean, he was in the main event picture for a good couple of years, and I'm happy
but
for
it was
that.
kind of after they already buried the product, and it was past the downslope.
Well, I mean It is what it is.
The
dude still got a great run, and against legit opponents, man. I mean, he had a program with MVP, he had a program with Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, it just
had a program with Abyss.
God, they just wasted so much talent in TNA because they fell into that old trap. Oh, we need names. Yeah. And they signed all those WWE guys who were on a break from WWE, like Booker T and Christian. And I mean, I thought Christian was a perfect signing.
Oh yeah,
but Booker T, come on, Booker T.
What I liked about their signing with Christian, number one, his name was badass. Mm-hmm. Christian Cage was was cool if you wanted to keep his keep his name, but and then taking a low mid-card guy from WWE and making him your main event star, which is what fans wanted, but WWE wouldn't pull the trigger on something like that.
If I'm going back in my memory, I think he kept getting close to main event status, and he kept getting hurt, and then
no, that was after he came back from TNA.
Well, I know he had a championship run in WWE.
Yeah,
finally,
that was when he came back, and he got the championship rub when Edge went down.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
that reminds me of one of my all-time favorite, my all-time favorite, rub when Eddie Guerrero died. And instead of Chavo getting a push, like Ray got the push.
That was kind of fucked up. It's like,
so his uncle died, and you're gonna push the other Mexican guy.
That is kind of
like,
fucked
come on,
up.
guys.
But you know what, man? I mean, Chavo Guerrero's one of those guys that, because of how well he worked and how well liked he is in the business, that dude literally goes anywhere he wants. I mean, he doesn't have to be in WWE to make WWE kind of money. He just has to fucking travel 365 days a year to do it.
Well, I'm sure he's getting paid pretty well for Lucha Underground, and
he's getting paid well on Lucha Underground. He's getting paid well for Mexico, and I think he's now doing stuff in Japan, maybe over in Europe. I mean, the guy is he's really good and super fucking underrated.
Yeah, well, I mean, he doesn't have the amount of charisma that Eddie had. I mean, he's had some good gimmicks that he's gotten over that maybe shouldn't have gotten over.
Kerwin
but
White.
That would have been. I was so upset that got squashed, because that was the other thing. Like, Eddie died. That Kerwin White gimmick was hilarious,
dude. And if they would have had him, if they would have had him feud with Eddie in that gimmick, that would have been fucking gold right there.
Oh yeah, and that may have been an idea that was in the works. But
I know.
We'll never know.
So bad. I mean, one of these days we're gonna do our top 10 favorite wrestlers, and
yeah,
and he'll have to get the honorable mention for like tied with number 1, because fuck, dude. I mean,
he's up there.
I love Eddie Guerrero.
Oh yeah,
and I've liked him ever since his stuff with Mexico with Art Barr.
Yeah,
you know, I mean,
his Japanese stuff is just incredible.
Oh,
it's so good. And then the ECW stuff with Dean Malenko is like,
oh yeah, definitely.
If you want to learn, kid, watch that tape. Just watch that tape for the 3 hours of them going at it.
Yeah, definitely.
You'll learn. Well, this is what real wrestling is, guys.
Well, let's go ahead and we'll flip the script. Start talking about our evening last night. We'll go ahead and get the little monkeys on. We brought in Luke. You got to get over there. You already been set up for sound. See, these kids don't understand that just because, they want to vie for a seat, that's the one that they get. Yeah, you're still muted. So, all right. So right now we brought in
Kid Talk.
Kid Talk. This is Heel Talk Radio's own Super Kick Kid, Luke Maverick. And some F's given Autumn Dawson.
You got to unmute them before we ask them questions.
I don't know if I want to yet. I don't know. These kids are kind of weird sometimes. So, all right. So last night we went to NXT at the Riverside Municipal Auditorium, which was kind of weird to me because, that place is known for a really good concert venue.
Oh, yeah.
And it's known for being a pretty decent theater venue as well.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know how they were going to do it until we finally got there, and they had set up the stage as the ramp.
Yeah, and it looked good. Everything looked good.
Everything was solid. It was super cool. I mean, this was the same place I went and saw Everclear at just a few months ago. So I knew exactly where.
Fun times. Oh, yeah.
Dude, I love Everclear. That's a great band. So, what did you guys think, Autumn?
I thought it was awesome. The main event was absolutely incredible.
We're going to go ahead and we'll break down the card a little bit. Maybe you guys could tell me some names that I have forgotten. Now the first match was No Way Jose versus...
No Way Jose.
No Way Jose. No Way Jose.
You know, that guy is fun to watch.
He is.
He is super fun to watch. But I cannot remember for the life of me the other dude's name.
Well, no one else in the audience knew who he was either, as he got a "We don't know you" chant and "Who are you" chant.
Yeah, I felt so
But
bad
he was
for that
good. He
guy.
was a good heel. He was a good bad guy.
Yeah,
He was like,
and he was solid. He was a very solid worker. Kind of had the facial features of young Batista, though.
maybe, yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
So, what'd you guys think about that match?
Pretty good in my opinion.
Pretty good in your opinion.
Nice.
Okay. But what did anything really stand out?
Not really, other than when they did the flapjack onto the ropes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did that twice.
did,
like
yeah.
Each guy did it.
Well, yeah, because the bad guy in the match that we don't know who he is cheated early on in the match and did the hangman on the top rope, and then No Way Jose did it later to kind of get him back, and it was a really cool match. I mean,
Yeah.
my favorite thing about the show last night was it wasn't like a spot monkey indie show. It really had an old school 70s 80s feel to it. The matches were real basic. They saved everything for the main event and the matches to come.
Yeah.
But the guys really worked the audience, and the audience was super
man,
appreciative and got into the show a lot. So
Well, and most people, I mean, nobody outside of Riverside in the Inland Empire knows what the Riverside Municipal Auditorium is.
Yeah.
It's not big. It's not a big venue at all. It could maybe hold possibly 10,000 people.
no,
Not
more
even
like
that?
two.
Yeah.
2,000?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, smaller venue, definitely
Yeah.
smaller. Yeah,
It's a super small venue, but that crowd was on fire for the most part. You know, there were times where there was a big lull in activity, but yeah, for the most part, they were good. It was a good crowd. It was fun watching that shit with your sister.
yeah, with my sister doing her own commentary
Oh
for
my
every
God,
match,
it was
because she
funny.
knows most of these people. She's worked with a lot of these people,
And her husband
so-
is now.
Yeah, and her husband is one half of the tag team champions. So
Okay.
Gargano.
So then we got the second match. That was the chicks match.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
was Liv Morgan.
Yeah, Liv
And
Morgan,
Alyssa.
or as I like to call her, Midget Carmella.
yeah, she's not great. Not great.
That match was actually horrible. I mean,
I wouldn't go as far as horrible, because Alyssa was very good. I thought she was good. I was very impressed with her. But the person she wasn't getting a lot of help from her opponent.
I mean, it was. You know what? The whole rolling around thing that they were doing, that was funny.
The opening
That was
spot was
really
good.
cool.
Yeah.
And then when the other chick hooked her and then started doing it with just her legs, and that was kind of cool. You know, they had a few good spots to it. But all in all, man, I mean, if I had to give it a rating, you know, a star rating, I'd give it maybe a 1.5, a 2. Possibly.
And that's it. Most of these matches were everything was real basic. So
Yeah. Well, come on, that was a basic bitch.
yeah, pretty much.
Sorry, I was watching Yoga Hosers the other day, and they kept saying that everything was basic. The match that kind of got me was the Oni match.
Yeah.
Oni Langford.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And he wrestled
versus the Drifter.
Yeah, the Drifter.
The
Which-
Drifter's weird.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know
he
what?
was
Honestly,
weird. It's a good gimmick though.
it's a great gimmick. They just need to put it on somebody else. Ron and I were talking about that on the way home last night. Like, honestly, with that kind of a gimmick, you want to see that dude from Punisher.
Okay.
You know, the guy in the diner that sings to Frank Castle?
I haven't seen
You
Punisher,
haven't
so,
seen that movie?
no.
What the fuck is wrong with you, Homer? Anyway, kind of a Johnny Cash character, you know, kind of a look to him. And that's the kind of dude you want doing that character. Somebody who could sing ominously.
Yeah.
And actually play the guitar.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Yeah, but I think that's part of the gimmick is that you got this guy who thinks he can sing and whatnot, but he can't really sing and he can't really play the guitar. And
I thought that's what the gimmick was supposed to be. I really did, but at the same time, I kind of think that I just think that they threw that gimmick on somebody on the wrong person. I look at that dude and I see like a guy who wrestles alligators.
Yes. Yeah.
Isn't that kind of what he looked like? Like
Yeah.
he should have been a dude that wrestles alligators for a living.
Yeah, maybe.
Not
Not a soft poet.
yeah. Like, I mean, he was kind of entertaining, though. The other guy, though, man, his little promo at the beginning of that match.
Yeah.
You stank.
It was good.
That was funny, man. That had me pop. I was laughing. So I know you guys want to talk about the main event, but we're not getting there just yet.
So that brings us to the women's title match, correct?
Oh,
Yes.
my
Yes. I want to name drop.
God. You want to name? Did you get to meet her too?
Yes, I got to meet
Yeah.
all of them.
Bastard.
Yeah, yeah.
I hate you.
My sister and Johnny got me and the kids and my mom. We got to go backstage.
The physical Dawsons got
Yes,
to go
yes,
backstage.
we got to go
all
backstage
of us
and-
extended family had to go back home. And I wonder
Yeah.
what they're doing
Yeah.
right now.
No, just standing there like
bet you Cole's
shaking,
hanging out.
shaking everyone's hands as they're trying to get on the bus to go straight
Yeah.
to Vegas, and they're all tired because they just had a 17-hour flight, and everyone was really pleasant. I will say everyone shook her, at
They
least
were
said
all really
hi.
nice.
Everyone was nice. And
Samoa Joe scared me.
That's what your dad was telling me.
He's
Yeah.
a big dude, and then he comes up and hugs my aunt. I'm like, we're
Yeah.
all backing into the corner.
See, and that's the guy I wanted to meet the most.
Yeah.
I really did. I've been such a huge Samoa Joe fan. Like literally everybody they've brought over from TNA,
Oh, yeah.
I've been a fan of for years. Like when they've been doing their indie shit too. So, I mean, Joe was, fuck, dude, he was on fire out here.
Yeah, well, the first time I saw Samoa Joe was when he very, very first started wrestling, and this had to be about 2000, maybe 2001 at the latest, but I'm going to say it's 2000, and he was wrestling for the UWC, Bill Anderson's little promotion in Riverside in the little
Yep.
sweat box. Like, just, I mean, basically this is like a little 2-truck garage is basically what with the rolling doors,
Yeah.
like a storage unit almost. And then he had the wrestling ring in there and ran, there was about, I saw maybe at one point for one show, there was probably 150 people there, which was insane in that building.
Yeah.
I mean, literally standing room only packed.
Was that over at the school that he used to have? 'Cause
Yes.
okay,
That's
the
where he
one
ran
over
his
there
shows.
off of
Yes.
La Cadena.
Yeah, off of La Cadena.
Yeah.
And he wrestled Cincinnati Red on that because Cincinnati Red trained him. Yeah, Red trained him.
R.I.P. Red.
Yeah. And it was a really fun match, and I remember seeing Joe. I was like, oh, this dude, he's going to be good. I remember and this was like his first handful of matches. I mean, he's going around with his trainer wrestling.
Yeah.
So, and he was wearing like a Hawaiian shirt still
Like
just
he was
figuring it
straight
out.
up
Yeah.
doing
just
doing
figuring
the
it out.
stereotype gimmick.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, man? I mean, and I got to give big props to that guy. I felt bad for him because this was his hometown crowd for the most part, and he wasn't able to wrestle.
Yeah,
because-
he got hurt on the tour somewhere
Yeah.
along the line.
Well, he got injured in the cage match with Nakamura.
Okay.
He had hurt something. And I felt bad, man, because I really wanted to see him wrestle. I love watching Joe wrestle. I mean,
Me too, because you know what? He doesn't have any wasted movement in the ring, and one of the things I like about him is his pacing. He really walks kind of slow. Like he'll go slow from point A to point B, but then when it's time to hit a move, he goes real quick all of
Yeah.
a sudden. And so everything he does, all his moves look extra crisp and extra fast, and he looks like he's a fast dude in the ring. And but it's just because he's so smart and he knows how to do what he's
Yeah.
doing.
Dude, I guarantee you, if WWE books him correctly, that's a future Hall of Famer right there.
Yeah.
I mean, but they've got to book him right. I mean, when you pull him up to Raw, which the dude should have debuted on Raw. Period.
Yeah, and well,
Period.
Nakamura should too.
Yeah.
And I mean,
it's a travesty. I mean, but dude, when it comes down to it, having those kind of guys down there is making that product a shit ton better.
it
too.
is. But I think that's what they're going for. They want to have indie guys. I really think that, as much as I hate to say it, I think Triple H is trying to kind of bury independent wrestling to a certain degree, because they're just talent rating for the sake of talent rating. They're not signing guys that they don't have any room on their roster for all these guys they're signing. And so they're gonna be on NXT.
So do you think that maybe they're shooting themselves in the foot?
Oh, they have been
But-
since
but like-
1984 when they killed everything. That's it.
But-
It's the same thing.
But I'm talking like pulling a WCW where you're really fucking up
no
by signing
no.
people to these contracts.
No, because
and-
they're giving these people something to do. They're actually using them. They're not just wasted. They don't just have them sitting on the bench getting paid.
Yeah.
And they're not signing these guys to big time money contracts. It's not like WCW where they're signing $3 million contracts for Bret Hart for 10 years or whatever.
yeah.
So they're signing these guys for $50,000 to $100,000 each, and then they get paid for being on TV.
Okay.
On top of that. So
Well, I mean, when it comes down to it, it's just another place for our buddies to go and do.
yeah,
You know?
it is. And I mean, what's the worst case scenario? Joe spends 5 years in NXT, and then they're done with him, and he becomes a trainer or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that's worst case scenario. He's on WWE TV every week.
You know
so-
what? Actually, that's a little bit of news that I kind of wanted, or that I wanted to drop. WWE just signed Nigel McGuinness for the Performance Center.
Did they actually sign him though?
No, he's a trainer at the Performance Center.
Okay.
They did sign him. They did a whole big announcement press conference.
Oh, okay.
Because they're going to be doing a lot more stuff with Europe now.
Yeah, because I know they signed Carino not too awfully long ago, and there
Yeah.
were kind of rumors that, because Ring of Honor did a press release that Nigel McGuinness would be relieved of his duties as their on-air booker. But
Yeah.
the rumor was he was just going to, so that would free him up to do commentary. So in case WWE did sign him, they didn't have
Yeah.
to take him out of a storyline,
Yeah. So Nigel McGuinness is now a part of the Performance Center, and I think he's going to be doing a lot more with the UK brand. They dropped a UK World title for WWE now.
Okay.
So I think, if I'm not mistaken, WWE's got like their own little brand going on out in the UK as well.
I wouldn't doubt it. I just it's the monopoly. Vince wants a complete total monopoly so that there's no other wrestling you can go watch, which really, in my opinion, hurts his product more than anything.
Well, yeah. I
But-
mean, those few years where we had no viable second option,
yeah.
we had no Ring of Honor. We had
No TNA.
No TNA. When it was literally just WWE, that shit got boring. And it got really
especially
boring.
since he had no competition, so he didn't have to have a good product, and he really didn't for a few years. It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
At least now they're trying.
Well-
SmackDown's been pretty good.
yeah.
Raw's been pretty okay. Still think they need to drop it back down to 2 hours or utilize
Agreed.
the time a lot better.
Even if they get good use of their time, 3 hours is just too freaking long every week.
Yeah.
Especially since, but it's not just that. Okay, let's just say you're not watching a brand, okay? You got 3 hours of Raw on Monday night plus the overrun. You got 2 hours of SmackDown plus, do they do an overrun on SmackDown now? I really haven't even watched. Do they go past their 2 hours?
Sometimes they do.
Okay,
Yeah,
so they get,
couple
so you'll
minutes.
have the overrun on that. Then they want you to tune in and watch 205. Then they want you to watch NXT. Like, I don't.
and then you got what is it? Superstars. You got main event.
Yeah, I don't need WWE 7 days a week, guys. Like, I really, really don't.
Oh, and then coming up, I think it's next week. USA Network's got WWE Christmas Week. So there will be
Good times.
something WWE on 7 days a week next week on USA Network.
Oh,
So,
well.
Oh,
well. So back to the women's title match from
Sorry.
NXT. No, it's okay. No sorry. This is how our show goes, bro.
Yeah, I know.
This is two friends having a conversation, and if
Well,
we
that-
stay on topic, that's fine. And
that match was phenomenal. It
was.
was a really good match. Ember Moon, I haven't seen much of her. I really do need to jump hardcore onto the NXT train. I really do, because they've got a lot of really good talent on that show. Pretty much the only thing I ever watch now is if there's a good tag team match on.
Yeah. Well, I watch the takeovers. The NXT takeovers are really good shows. I mean, just flat out, they're really good shows. But they're not
Yeah.
3.5 hours.
No.
They're 2:20, 2.5 tops.
Yeah, and then their weekly product is an hour,
Yes.
which is good.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
but with Ember Moon, what I have seen of her, I've really liked. I pop freaking huge for her finisher. It's a jump spinning stunner from the top rope.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it
That's cool.
looks freaking cool. And then she took on Asuka, which is just that.
Asuka.
Sorry. I was actually reading her name in my mind.
Yeah.
And there's a U in there, which is weird to me.
It's because she's from.
Japan. Yeah, I know. I get it. I will fight you. You and I will have a match where you go through a plate glass window, barbershop style.
Oh my god.
This kid can't. Here. There you go. That one's already open.
So
Wow, Super
Little
Kick
boy
Kid is
can't
weak.
open his waddle.
Man.
fighting words.
Shut up, Autumn.
All right,
Oh.
so Autumn, what did you think of the women's match, the title match?
I liked it a lot.
Why?
Awesomeness. Luke, break down why you like the women's title match.
I like the women's title match just because it's an all-around good match, and I really like Asuka's finisher.
The chicken wing, man. Bob Backlund really came up with something great when he threw that down. You know what, man? Asuka's her style, man. It's just so damn fluid, and she hits hard.
Yes,
I didn't realize how hard she was actually hitting them girls until I saw it live and in person.
Yes,
like that Japanese strong style, that hard hitting Japanese style really does play well. Especially going up against Ember Moon, because that chick is kind of beefy. You know?
yeah, she's thick.
She's a thick chick, and she's good. Your sister couldn't stop fucking talking about how great she is. Are you getting JB messages over there?
No. I got tagged in a post that said Donald Trump's sons to repeat every grade for 2 weeks to prove they can run a hotel. So
straight up some Billy Madison.
Good times,
huh?
yes, good times.
But yeah, man, your sister couldn't stop going on and on and on and on and on and on and on about her.
Well, yeah, that's
my and her and Ron. It was so funny because Ron, all about Asuka.
Yeah,
all about Asuka.
Yeah,
and then your sister, and they're both.
Like, no,
right
that's
here
my girl. That's my girl.
My girl.
Yeah,
that's my girl. Oh, it was so funny.
Well, what Candace was a little extra happy last night because she's a train wreck when she has to watch her husband wrestle, especially since she surprised him. He didn't know she was coming out to Riverside and
and
see him
the
at
way
the show.
she
And
did that was freaking funny.
Yeah.
She took a picture of herself before she left Florida, and while she was in the air sent it to him.
Yeah.
Just to prove she was still in Florida.
Yeah, at home in bed.
Yeah. It was great.
Yeah, she made up a migraine. It was amazing. She's a worker all the way.
Oh, dude, I love your sister. She was so fun to hang out with.
Yeah, so she had to
night.
take the edge off, so she was a little extra happy during the show.
Oh, dude,
so
we had a drink together. It was my first one with your sister. I was very happy about that.
Yeah, it was good
And I
times.
got to hang out with your mom, who is just as big, if not bigger, of a Ducks fan than I am.
Yes,
which was
she is.
awesome. I walk in the house and I get bombarded with love from your wife and your mom because I'm wearing my Timu Solani jersey.
Yep.
All right. We're going to pick this conversation back up here in a couple of minutes. We're going to pay a few bills. Yeah,
It's
baby.
intermission time.
Yeah, here's our first intermission. When we come back, we're going to talk a little more about NXT from last night. If you were there, give us a call. Give us your thoughts on the subject, man. I know that a lot of my friends in the wrestling community were there. Call in. Tell me what you thought about seeing the product that we've been waiting so long to see out here. 909-360-8330. This is Heel Talk Radio on chaoticradio.com.
Wanna shake up the status quo? Rock the boat? Break a few eggs?
Well, you've come to the right place. ChaoticRadio.com.
I won't give in till I'm victorious.
Hell yeah, man. Got to see this guy live and in person. Third time. That was my third time seeing Bobby Roode.
Nice. I'm sure I saw him because we went to a TNA show years ago. They had a pay-per-view down in Irvine.
Oh, so you went to Bound for Glory as well. All right.
Yeah, because my sister, Chris Sabin, got us tickets.
Okay.
That was one of her friends from back in the good old days.
That was actually the first time I had ever met GQ Money, who I got to hang out with a little bit yesterday.
Yeah, he was our escort to the back last night.
Oh, was he? Yeah, Smiley, man. I fucking love that guy, dude. He's such a nice dude. I went down. I met him over at the hotel yesterday and hung out and talked to him for a little bit.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, man, just connecting with old buds.
Yeah.
But that was the first time I'd ever met him was at that Bound for Glory show.
Cool.
And if I remember correctly, it was Beer Money.
Probably.
I think.
Probably. I don't remember much from that show. I think AJ wrestled Sting. It was
AJ
about
wrestled
the only
Sting.
thing. And Scott Steiner was on the show
Mick
in some
Foley
way.
versus Abyss
Yes.
in the hardcore match. I do remember that one.
Yeah, it was really not a great show, but
they had the Ultimate X match before the show.
nice.
Yeah, that was like their.
I actually went to that show with Paul London. Like we
okay.
we went with Paul and he had like his little hoodie on to try to not get recognized and just sit in general admission with it was pretty funny.
Well, shit, dude, at that same show I saw the dude from Joe Millionaire.
Okay.
You remember that show?
Yes.
The one where the guy pretended to be a millionaire but he wasn't really?
Yeah.
He was there with a bunch of Ron Bass. Bass's dudes.
Yeah,
Bassman.
because he went and refereed for UPW for a while.
He went and wrestled for.
Yeah,
he
he
was
tried.
a wrestler before that. He was in training.
Yeah.
But it was him. It was Bass or Bassman.
Yeah.
Little black dude.
Rick Bassman.
Yeah, Rick Bassman. I always get his name mixed with Ron Bass.
Yeah.
which is
not the same person at all.
Not the same person at all. And he got pissed off when I called him that on accident. I'm like, Ron Bass. Rick Bassman.
Yeah,
He's like, I'm not a big ass white dude from the 60s. I'm like, oh yeah.
No, he was a much more over, better human.
Yeah. So it was him, and then the Ballards were there, which I like those guys. They're cool people.
Oh yeah.
And several of PWG guys that were down there in that area. I mean, hey, it is.
Yeah, the Ballard brothers way back when they were right close to signing a deal with ECW right before it went out of business, and I remember Chris Daniels signed a contract with WCW right before it went out of business, and those guys that would have had opportunities to maybe get be on the big time, and they did with TNA. They got Chris Daniels got a chance.
AJ was working for WCW when they went under.
Yeah, he did.
So there was
They were kind of trying to salvage, and they were signing up a lot of guys because they knew they needed a new batch of talent because
everybody was jumping ship.
Well, everyone was jumping ship, but they also, the guy, all the big contracts on top, they were kind of, those heads were rolling, and they were getting rid of them. And
okay, so back to NXT. I'll tell you what, the guy that surprised me the most, I'd never heard of him.
Okay.
Patrick Daniels? The guy that was playing the Prince gimmick.
Yeah. Oh, man, what was his name?
I know that your sister freaking loved him.
Oh, yeah, it was a cool gimmick.
Great gimmick. The dude
cool
basically he was a jacked up Prince. People chanting Purple Rain to him. and he was taking on that freaking Italian dude.
Patrick Clark.
Patrick
Patrick
Clark.
Clark.
I gotta remember that guy because once he gets pulled up, man, they could do some amazing things with that guy. He was really freaking good.
Well, I mean, the gimmick was really good. I wasn't overly impressed with the match, but then again, it was a super basic match, and they didn't do a whole hell of a lot. His super kick looked incredible.
It was amazing.
Absolutely incredible.
Got really good extension on it. And the match was
Which match? Because he had 2 matches.
Sort
it was
of,
a cool gimmick they did.
I've got you muted still.
Yeah,
Nobody's
stop
hearing
talking.
you. What was that, kid?
And he won the second match with one move.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah. The first match. What was the guy's name from the first match?
I forgot his name, but I kept on yelling Master's Lock.
Oh, yeah. You know what? He did kind of look like a thinner Chris Masters.
Chris Masters.
Yes.
Dude, okay, wait, real quick. Funny Chris Masters stories. We went to a house show in San Bernardino. It was at the college at San Bernardino. And it was, I can't remember who Chris Masters was wrestling, but he's walking down to the ring to basically dead silence. And we had this like inside joke going around our house where people would be like, I love Chris Masters. And like, so my brother was there and like, it was really quiet and he was like maybe 5 rows in and he just at the top of his lungs, I love Chris Masters. Like, and he heard it and he like tried not to break character. Like he was laughing.
That's funny.
It was so good.
What the hell is that guy's name? The Italian dude. I can't for the life of me remember his name.
Yeah, Tony something.
Yeah, something of that nature.
Yeah.
I think he was the dude that just won the shitty version of Tough Enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he was all right. I liked the dude. He's got a good look, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm sure the women there appreciated him.
Oh, definitely. Guy's got like fucking 8-pack.
Yeah, he had a serious 8-pack. In fact, he counted them in the ring on one when he was he was like flexing his titties and then counting his
Clark
8-pack.
comes up and starts fucking making fun of him with it too, man.
But he had a nice 6-pack too.
Yeah,
like
he
he was
did.
in shape.
And then he ends up winning that match. Then Wesley Blake of Blake and Murphy fame comes out, looking like a cheap knockoff of Brian Kendrick.
Mm-hmm.
And the crowd let him know too. They kept chanting Brian Kendrick at him, which was funny.
And then
as
he
hell.
cut like a 4.5-minute promo, and then had a 30-second match.
He called everybody in Riverside garbage or trash.
And
Garbage,
me and Autumn
trash.
called him Living Barbies.
We call them the living Barbie.
The living Barbie. Got it. I will remember that for next time.
Okay.
But yeah, then he had like a 30-second match where he
loses.
promptly got kicked in the fucking face.
Yeah, and went to sleep.
Yeah. Which, damn, dude, you're right. Going back over that super kick in my mind,
Yeah,
it was
it was
a
brutal.
great looking
Yeah.
super kick, and it made connection too.
Oh yeah.
You saw
that one was
dude's
all in
face.
his throat. Yeah, he ate that super kick.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, better make it look good."
The Young Bucks would be proud.
Yeah, definitely. I miss those guys too.
We saw them before.
Yes, we
we
did.
got here.
Before we got here, I know. I love those guys. They
Autumn's
love
like-
Luke.
Yeah,
They're-
I was like, I just hugged those guys, man.
Yeah. Well,
And then I met Shinsuke Nakamura last night,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah. Keep talking so I can get into that.
no, you don't get to get into that. As soon as you start getting into that, that's when your mic gets muted.
That's okay. I'll finish the story.
Yeah, he
I was so
will.
happy.
Just mute your mic.
So, anywho, no, I can't do that. to
Oh, you muted the co-host, guys. That is brutal.
Oh.
I understand the kids, but come on.
No. But yeah, that match was great. It was a lot of fun. Then it was the Biff Bus. Sorry,
Oni,
the
whatever his last name is.
Lankerford
Yeah.
and the Drifter
Yeah. We already talked about that match. We're
drifted
good.
to sleep.
Yeah.
The
Anywho,
Drifter is just weird.
So we
then
had,
then we
yeah.
we get to the match that we were all pretty much there for.
Oh, for sure.
DIY versus the Revival.
DIY versus the Revival.
I did enjoy Johnny's promo talking about the taking a page out of the Mick Foley playbook. He's like, I'm really excited to be in Riverside tonight, guys, because My wife is from Riverside, California. Hey, cheap pop, like loudest, literally, like one of the top 3 pops of the night. Just Johnny Gargano saying his wife was from Riverside.
Quick aside, on Twitter, I started to tell you about this before the show.
Okay.
He had posted my wife at Candice LeRae, cheap pop for her Twitter.
Yeah.
Is from Riverside, so I guess Riverside would be my hometown in law.
Yes.
Which was funny. I popped for that. Made me laugh.
Yeah,
but,
he put that in his promo. It was good times.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, I got to say, that match, to me, was match of the night. Not taking anything away from the main event. Main event was freaking amazing. But on just straight up wrestling, that match, the Revival versus DIY, to me was match of the night. It was so much fun to watch.
It was my
It was, yeah,
match.
really good.
I almost had a couple heart attacks because I thought like, he's not gonna get down. He's not gonna. Oh god.
I know
My
it's
sister.
yeah. My favorite thing is watching my kids watch their uncle wrestle.
I was watching them throughout the match. That and watching your sister
Yeah.
was just, that was the most entertaining part.
Yes.
Was them. But man, the chemistry between those two teams is just something electric.
Well, you would think that since they've probably wrestled about 200 times at this point in the last 4 months.
And of course, the Revival always cheated in those matches.
They tried to cheat.
Always.
But you know what, dude? That's what I like about them. They are straight up the epitome of an old school heel. That is what an old school heel tag team would be doing. Constant tags in and out and cheating the entire time.
Yeah, and not letting your opponents tag out. I
Yeah.
mean, it was a great,
Oh my
it was fantastic.
God.
I mean,
Once they
yeah.
finally fucking tagged in Johnny
Yeah.
after that ass whooping for 10 minutes that
Yeah.
Tommaso was taking.
Yeah.
Holy shit,
Poor
dude!
Tommaso.
I was on the edge of my seat on that one.
Yeah.
and I'm a dude who knows that. Okay, eventually it's gonna fucking
Yeah,
happen.
I know.
but
I know.
was like, oh, no, just the entire match was so freaking good.
Yeah, those guys are really. I mean, they. One of the things I like about Johnny is the storytelling that he has in his matches. I mean, I haven't seen enough of Tommaso to say it's not him too. I mean, I'm sure he's in on it, but I mean, his singles matches. I mean, he makes sure there's a story to his match, and he's not just going out there doing stuff.
Yeah.
And so he takes you on a ride. And that's, I mean, a lot of guys don't do that anymore. They don't even think about it in those terms. Like, what is the story we're going to be telling for the next 10 minutes? And for me, that's what it is. I like shows like Walking Dead and I like
Very
the Dark
story-
yeah, I like the Dark Knight trilogy because they tell the story. It's not just yes, cough off mic, Autumn, is what we're saying.
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to explain to her without deviating you from your
he's
story.
pantomiming over here.
Yeah,
But
if you're gonna cough over here.
yeah, and that's why for my money, Shinsuke Nakamura is the best wrestler going right now because his storytelling in a match is just phenomenal.
Well, let's go ahead and we'll get into that right now. Then,
this is what the kids have been waiting for.
because the man does not know English very well. I mean, he does speak a little.
Yeah,
And it's pretty good for a guy who that's not his first language.
yeah,
He does have to convey a lot more here in America with his facial expressions.
yeah,
and
but
his
it wasn't
movements.
lacking in Japan at all. I
Well-
mean, that's
well,
he's
no.
so
I mean-
over the top with it that it's almost like a throwback to those old '70s wrestlers where their selling was almost comical.
Yeah.
But he's not. He doesn't take it to that comedy point.
Yeah.
It's to that point where it's like, oh man, I really believe every single thing he's doing.
To finally get to see him in person, because I've been following him for a minute now.
Yeah.
Not just here in WWE, but I followed a lot of his stuff in Ring of Honor and New Japan.
Yeah.
When they were doing their crossover stuff.
Yeah.
And man, like he was good in Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Like really good in
Yes.
Ring of Honor. And I think he's almost gotten better.
Well,
I mean, I know that WWE's allowing him a little more leeway than
I will say that while Ring of Honor is an extremely talented, group, Samoa Joe there's a reason that those guys got plucked from Ring of Honor 10
Yeah.
years ago. Like, you're going to get better with the level of talent. But even when I saw him have a 5-star match with Bad Luck Fale in Japan, and Bad Luck Fale is horrible. He's just horrible, and he had one of the most entertaining matches you could imagine with this guy. I mean, it was absolutely perfect, and just because of the storytelling and his selling and everything he does has meaning, and it's fantastic.
Yeah,
like even. Like the first half of the show was like everything was kind of solid and it was good, other than the women's match was really good. Yeah. But like the first 3.5 matches, we'll call it, that's what it was. And then we had like that jabroni match in between the world tag titles and the main event, where the level of talent when, you know, Asuka comes into the ring and when DIY comes in the ring, and then again when Nakamura came in, like the level of talent just keeps the notching up. Yeah. And you could see the big gap between like Asuka and the other 3 matches.
You stop. You stop. This is our world. You're just living in it.
But yeah, I mean, a forearm. I was more impressed by a forearm that Shinsuke threw in the main event.
Yeah.
Than anything in the first 3 matches. Like, and it was just he got tagged in the ring, and the first thing he did was threw a forearm, and I'm like, oh my god, that looked so much better than anything I've seen tonight. And that was the first thing he did. So like,
yeah. Well, dude, it was a solid ass main event too.
Oh yeah.
You had Bobby Roode, which is just glorious.
Yes. The second best moment of the night for me, the second loudest crowd reaction is Bobby Roode's entrance.
Yes.
Everyone stands on their feet and sings along, and it's absolutely incredible just to be a part of that.
And I really felt bad for Sombra on that, or
CN,
whatever they call him now. Because he comes out and people know who he is,
but he's not on that level yet. Quite,
but he's not quite there. And honestly, that spot was supposed to be Joe's.
Yeah, probably.
You know, they kind of just threw CN in there because, hey, you know, there's a lot of Mexicans in the crowd. They'll like you.
Nobody really likes him though.
Actually, but CN's really good. He's a freaking amazing wrestler. Yeah, he really is.
Nobody
but
really likes his gimmick.
Yeah, nobody's really into him yet.
Well, give him some time. Let's be fair. Give him a little bit of time. But it's just even Joe's spot on the outside when he interfered in the match. Like it's just because it was so out of nowhere and it was such a snug clothesline.
I totally forgot that Samoa Joe was out there, and then he comes out,
and he lit up the crowd.
I knew something. I knew he was going to do something to Nakamura, considering their rivalry.
In a feud.
Yeah.
But they shouldn't really be in a rivalry anymore because they said whoever lost the cage match wouldn't have another shot at the title.
Just like Owens and Zayn.
Oh no.
Joe and Nakamura will battle forever. Yeah. And you know what, dude? I will pay to see Joe versus Nakamura 100. I would do it.
Yeah.
You know why?
Fantastic.
Because it's going to be a freaking amazing match.
It's like Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
I could watch that. You could do. It doesn't matter how many times you've done that match. You're going to watch it again. You'll watch the next one.
What the last 5 moves are going to be.
Probably.
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily, but you know what?
Triple H, Ric Flair.
Yeah. I don't know about all that. Flair Steamboat would be a much better comp.
Definitely.
But yeah, I mean, Rock Austin. I mean, there's several guys. There's only a good handful of real rivalries. You know,
in that case,
Cena.
Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe eventually.
Are been good, but even like I want to see Nakamura and AJ go at it again.
Yeah,
I would love to see that again because their last match at Wrestle Kingdom was
phenomenal. Yeah,
probably the best match in the history of wrestling.
I wouldn't go that far.
You know what,
but
dude?
It's really good. It was, because that match wasn't even as good as the previous year match that Nakamura had at Wrestle Kingdom, but I think he wrestled Kota Ibushi.
Well,
maybe.
That's another one of them cats where you know
JB's busy tonight.
I know that son of a bitch. He must be a vortex.
But yeah, that's one of the people we know is going to be there, and we can talk about that.
Yeah,
So-
Jay Bizzle.
I think the show's probably starting at this point, so I'm pretty sure we gave away the fact that the Young Bucks and my sister would
No,
be
it's
there tonight,
actually
but-
literally just starting right
Yeah,
now.
so
fuck that.
yeah, so they're not listening to us there at that awesome venue, but it is what it is.
And in that fact, darn you, Super Dragon, for taking my freaking guest tonight.
I know. Yeah. We should apologize. We made an announcement earlier on in the week for anyone that follows us on our Facebook, and that we were going to have a guest. And yeah, my sister was going to be in studio with us, but she
had to wrestle.
a mystery vortex swooped her up and dropped her off in Reseda, so she couldn't be here tonight. So,
but you know what, man? I gotta say, hanging out with your sister last night, away from like the business, like I know that we were still watching the wrestling matches, but she wasn't on the card. It was fun hanging out with her. Your sister really is a cool person.
yeah, I like her. I
No,
think
you
I'll
don't.
keep
You
her.
fucking
I
hate her.
love
I
her.
think
No,
I'll
you
keep
don't.
her.
You don't like her either. In fact, I hear that Violet's her favorite. So
No, I think
sorry,
Victoria
it's the baby.
is.
Yeah, it's totally Victoria.
It's the baby.
It's it's always the baby. Like Luke used to be the favorite for a long time, and then Adam came around, and
Yeah, and
my
then,
God.
Adam's my nephew.
Yes, it was Kota Ibushi and
Okay.
Shinsuke Nakamura
Adam will
at
never be as
Wrestle
good as
Kingdom
me.
See,
9.
I honestly, I
One
was
of the best
not
matches I've ever
watching-
seen.
I was not watching Japan at the time. I actually didn't start watching Japan until like AJ jumped over.
Yeah,
And
go
I
back.
watched-
Well, AJ was on that card as well.
Well, and then
But,
I did watch some stuff with. I watched a lot of the Bullet Club stuff, but not much of anything other than that because
Yeah.
I would search Bullet Club on YouTube. It's not like I could flip on my TV and watch New Japan.
Well, you can now.
Yeah.
They're on TV now, which is great.
Freaking
But
3:00 in the morning.
no,
What
they're
time
on
are
it.
they
They're
on?
on Friday nights at 6.
Okay, setting that to DVR.
Yeah,
now.
on Access, I think is the station.
Totally
Yeah.
gonna start setting that to
Oh
DVR.
yeah, it's on my DVR. I
My-
watched it.
Our family's
up
getting
until-
tired of how much wrestling records throughout
know,
because
but-
I've got all of the WWE set to record.
My grandma hates having the Mexican wrestling on.
Oh
Lucha
yeah,
Underground?
dude, Lucha
Yeah.
Well, I've got Lucha Underground set to record, but I also have CMLL because
Yeah,
it comes
'cause
on
it's
on
awesome.
the Mexican station.
Yeah, it's so good. CMLL is awesome.
It
if
really
you want to
is.
steal some stuff, if you're looking for new moves, watch CMLL, and you'll have some stuff. I stole plenty of spots from CMLL in my day.
I mean, who wouldn't, man? They've got some entertaining looking, cheap pop shit. So, but my problem with Mexican wrestling, watching it though, is that it looks really fucking fake.
I don't have. CMLL is different. Like when I watch AAA, I go like, "This is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life." But when I watch CMLL, it's like anything. Like I watch wrestling now for the athleticism and the performance, and I don't look at it like a fight anymore. I watch it as a performance, and I watch the
know.
performance to see what's going on.
I miss
and-
it being real. You kids are lucky. You still look at it and think that
Nope, I know all
That's
the
because
spots
we're
I got
innocent.
super kicked.
you're innocent. You're
We're
not
innocent little sweet kids.
Oh, shut up!
Love you,
You're a
Daddy.
douchebag.
Yeah. Yep, muted on him.
That's right. I did
Get
just
wrecked
call
on
my
him.
daughter
Sorry,
a
man. We
douchebag.
don't do sugar and spice and everything nice right here, son. Right here, we get down and dirty.
Okay, I learned my lesson.
You learned your messing. All
Yeah.
right, quit messing around.
So I'm looking forward to Wrestle Kingdom 11 since we're talking about Japanese wrestling.
Okay.
The main event is Kazuchika Okada versus Kenny Omega for the title. So like I'm already sold on the pay-per-view.
Okay.
But also
Who are
for
the Young Bucks fighting?
for the Intercontinental Championship, Naito is wrestling Tanahashi, which will be fantastic.
I like Tanahashi.
One of my favorite guys ever, the stiffest dick I've ever seen in my life. Shibata is wrestling Hiroki Goto. So like this looks like a fantastic card.
I knew like 3 of those names. I'm gonna check it out
Check
anyway.
out Shibata.
Okay.
Seriously, check out Shibata. He is
I
the
love Ciabatta with
stiffest guy.
some chicken
Yeah,
on it,
yeah,
a little
exactly,
bit of
yeah.
bruschetta. Ciabatta.
But yeah,
That's funny.
but they are having a Ring of Honor title match on Wrestle Kingdom this year. Adam Cole defending against Kyle O'Reilly. So
which
Adam
is
Cole,
gonna be
baby!
great.
And
Luke loves
the
Adam
Young
Cole.
Bucks are wrestling for the 1,000th time Rocky Romero and Beretta. So
Oh,
but-
Rampungi Vice.
Yeah, because he's got a new tag team partner every year, so it just keeps the feud alive. And for my money, Rocky Romero is maybe the best single tag team wrestler
him
in the
and
world.
him and Beretta have been tagging for a while.
Yeah,
They're-
they have, but I mean, he was tagging with. He's had 2 different tag team partners over the last 3 years.
Beretta? Or
No,
Romero?
Rocky Romero. They keep Beretta's been his partner for a while now.
Yeah.
But he was tagging with Alex Kozlov.
Yeah.
Was the first one, and then
Well, he was with
who
Ricky
did they put him?
Reyes too.
Well, that was years ago. He hasn't been tagging with Reyes for a long time, but that's my favorite tag team I've ever seen live. Like they're
Reyes is
so
on
good.
Lucha Underground, right?
Yes, I do.
And they're bringing him back under a hood next season.
Sweet.
Yeah, be nice to see.
He's
him.
one of my favorite wrestlers.
I do love Ricky Reyes, man. I mean, semi-local dude. So
Yes.
yeah, but yeah, man, that sounds like a really good card. Trent's always fun to watch, man. I really wish him and Kalen Croft would have been better together. the Dude Busters could have been something really good if those two could have clicked, but you could tell that they weren't cohesive. Even though they had been tagging for a minute too.
Yeah, it just a lot of that has to do with the lack of push that they get from WWE. I mean, WWE has squandered so much talent that it's just insane to think that they can manage to be successful at this point. But they are. I mean, they sign everybody. So even if you waste half the guys, like the other half, some of them are going to hit.
I don't know. For my money, and I'm gonna get a little bit of shit from this, but you'll understand why, because you like this guy too. I'm more team best friends than I am Roppongi Vice.
Best friends. Because Chuck Taylor is fantastic.
The shit.
Absolutely fantastic. I love the guy.
One of the best comedic wrestlers out there.
He was one of the guys who really helped get my sister over at PWG. Like, she had a couple of matches. She had the really good match with Human Tornado, which was the first one. And I mean, I just thank you, Human Tornado, for going out of your way to get her on those shows and helping her get her first match.
Yeah.
And then, TJ Perkins, too, went out of his way to make sure she had a phenomenal match on PWG with him. And then she kind of wasn't doing much. She had a couple of chick matches. She wrestled Christina Von Eerie, I think, at one. And then, oh, man, I don't know. Goulet. What's her name?
Lufisto.
Yeah, Lufisto. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I like me some Lufisto.
Yeah, they had some fun matches with tag match with Necro Butcher. She was tagging with Necro Butcher against Candace and I want to say Chris Hero, but a match that
he's coming back too. He just got re-signed with WWE.
No.
No way.
That's the rumor on the grapevine is that he got re-signed by WWE.
Did he give birth to his baby?
I don't know.
Oh man,
I don't know.
Chris Hero?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now see, here's the funny thing though is that
met
he got
Chris Hero.
fired from the WWE because of his physique, and since he got fired, it's gotten worse.
Oh yeah, he put on like 50 pounds.
Yeah. I mean,
and I feel for the guy. I do. He's another friend of ours. Friend of the family for a long time, and he's a good dude. And I know how hard it was to get released because it's the last chance. Like you just know that's your only opportunity, and it didn't work out. And I know he took it real hard, but I know he's rolling again. And he's doing some really good work, and I hope that's true. I really hope that's true, and I hope they give him a real opportunity on NXT.
I mean, like I said, at this point, I only know it as a rumor. I mean, I've read it on some of the web pages that Facebook throws up there. Like I said, man, I hope it's true too, because I really do like Hero. Big fan for quite some time.
Yeah,
I've been a big fan.
You know,
he's
you
a
get
good
the
dude.
weird, dirty looks, but it's because.
training kids in my backyard, and he would come around for PWG because a lot of the guys would stay at my house. Him and Claudio and Eddie Kingston all stayed at my house, and so I'm running classes, and him and Eddie came out and they got in the ring with my students, and they were helping us out and just giving their time, and really made these kids' day, made my day. Really, I got to roll around with Chris Hero and Eddie Kingston for a while, and
Yeah.
it was just fantastic. And then Claudio getting up there and doing dives, because we had a big, one of the greatest days of my life. The Poly High School was throwing out their old high jump mat. They must have bought a new one. Like the cover was just coming off, and Johnny Starr tells me, bro, that crash mat is sitting out there, and I drove my truck up there. We drove up, threw it in the back of my truck, and drove off, and it was in my backyard. And that's how I learned how to do dives, because we had this big, styrofoam, this big foam pad to jump out of the ring and land on, so no one would get hurt. So
All right. So since you brought up Ms. Jen Goulet, a.k.a. Lufisto, Bart. Fucking Bart, man.
Yeah.
I got to give that dude credit. He's always putting together some really phenomenal cards.
oh yeah,
Bart Kapatsky
yeah,
over there at the AWS Alternative Wrestling Show. They've got the Sabotage Show, Hey Ladies, coming up.
nice.
It is May 27th, 2017, so you got a few months here, but it's all women's tournament.
Nice.
And
And you know what? That's one of the all women's tournament. It's really something that Bart, I don't want to say he started it just for my sister, but since he had my sister and she was there,
Yeah.
it was like he had the option to do it now. He had something worth booking, and I think she won like the first 2 all women's tournaments and was the champion for quite a while there, and it really put her on the map in Southern California, if for nothing else, and it kind of opened the door for her to be able to do PWG.
yeah.
And some of the matches she had there really started getting her notoriety, and then from there she fed right into PWG. So yeah, Bart is a huge part of what of helping my sister get to where she is today. So I have nothing but love and respect for Bart.
Well, I dig Bart, man. I've been going to his shows ever since he was doing them over at Frank and
Yeah.
Sons, and he always tends to put on a great show. On this particular card, because and you know, I know you're not too big into women's wrestling, but
No, I have no problem with women's wrestling.
but when you've got some of the talent that he's got on this one, he's got Ruby Reyes coming in. He's got Shotzi Blackheart, who's one of the graduates from Stoner University with the Stoner Brothers.
Nice.
Which I like those guys. They're unsafe as fuck, but I love them. He's got Solo Darling, who she's a freaking Foxy cosplayer chick,
Nice.
which is always cool to me. Lufisto, I'm sure Hudson Envy's going to be on there. Jordan Grace. I think maybe he got Joey's wife to come out.
Laura James. Yeah.
And then I think Heather Monroe might be on it too.
Yeah, see, that would be worth checking out if it
Yeah.
is.
I like Heather Monroe.
Yeah.
I like her boyfriend better though.
Okay.
Douglas James, dude.
Yeah.
Dougie James is so good. I can't wait until he gets called up. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I guess this is going to be a really good year for independent wrestling. I can definitely tell you that. There's
I hope so. I hope that the talent rating isn't just going to end up killing the independents, because for WWE to be talent rating, Ring of Honor is going to have to sign people up. TNA is already signing people up because they're
Well,
trying to stay
here's the-
alive.
here's
They
the
signed
thing.
Eddie Kingston up. So
Here's the thing with TNA though. All of their wrestlers are allowed to go and wrestle for indie promotions.
sort of. They can't do DVD stuff. They can do independents, but if you're selling DVDs, like if you're PWG, that's why they stopped using TNA guys
Okay.
a long time ago. Because when if you remember when PWG first started, it was the local guys, because there was a really good group of 7 or 8 guys who were all good friends that had been going at it for 7-8 years together, and they started their own promotion,
Yeah.
and they wanted to get their names out there, because really, like the PWI 500, no SoCal wrestlers ever made the list. And so they really did this just to kind of help SoCal get on the list and help, each other get their names out there. And so, of course, the first thing they're going to do is bring in TNA guys. And they're bringing in AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels and Samoa Joe and all those guys. And it was a fantastic start. And I mean, for what PWG has become, it's just insane. But I remember when they stopped using the TNA guys is because TNA got the TV deal. They went from the weekly pay-per-views to on TV, and they went to contracts, and then they said, you can do indies, but you can't do anything on DVD.
Because I saw a lot of stuff from a lot of those TNA guys in Ring of Honor at that time.
Well, same thing.
That were coming out on DVD.
Same thing, though. Those DVDs stopped.
Did they?
Yeah.
Okay.
And plus TNA controlled their booking fee, and it went from being able to get these guys for $300 a night to $750 or $1,000 a night. And so it just kind of, those guys couldn't do so many independents, and that's why they disappeared from PWG and Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
But,
well, there's a lot of talent out there. I mean, shit, dude.
I think it's the same deal for Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor's got contracts, so I mean, if you're trying to be a big time promotion, you got to have it. So I hope that talent just keeps popping up in places like PWG. You'll be able to keep going.
Well, and I can guarantee you it is, man, because there's always going to be a need for something other than the WWE. WWE is not going to be able to completely kill off the indies. There's always going to be some indie promotion out there.
Well, yeah, they'll be there, but my problem is the quality of the product that they're able to put on, because they don't have the talent necessarily to do it.
I personally think that the talent will always be there. There's not going to be a way for the WWE to suck all of the... Dude, we've got 50 states.
I'm not necessarily saying WWE will suck up all the talent, but since their talent rating, Ring of Honor has to sign more guys, TNA has to sign more guys, Lucha Underground has to sign more guys.
TNA's going to be gone here soon.
Yeah, we could say that, but it's like that weed that you just can't kill. Like, it just won't die. And as long as there's a TV station that needs programming, they're going to be there. I mean, Championship Wrestling from Hollywood's is syndicated now, so.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take another break real quick, pay some more bills. It's the holidays. Got to pay a lot of bills around these times. If you want to give us a call, talk about wrestling, anything. You could just call up and say Stone Cold Steve Austin, and we will ramble about that for 10 minutes.
Just don't say
Hulk Hogan. Oh, and he's not taking the opportunity. I got a mute button. No, I'm fucking with you, Mike. Go ahead, Hulk Hogan. Go.
Hulk Hogan, yay, Hulk Hogan. Woo.
Okay.
Give us a call, 909-360-8330, 909-360-8330.
You mean 909-360-8330? This is Heel Talk Radio, chaoticradio.com. All right, we are back. Sorry, we needed some positive vibes. And that song right there always makes me want to hug. Oh, sorry about that. My bad.
Every time.
I know.
Yeah, I want to hug some of those wrestling females too.
Oh.
They're just so lovable and cuddly looking.
Boobs.
Yeah, that's really what it is. Boobs.
Babies. All right, so we were just rambling on.
Yeah,
like
pretty
we
much.
do.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we're actually, we're talking about the subject at hand. We're just getting off on little tangents.
Well, we have to, man. I mean, this is our show. This ain't a show. We have a general outline, and then we throw it in the trash for the most part.
That's all right, though. I did want to finish up our conversation about NXT because really, when it comes down to it, it's entertainment. And last night wasn't necessarily so much about us getting to watch Shinsuke Nakamura live and in person, which, I mean, it was. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But we wanted to take the kids out and have a good time. Super Kick Kid, it's going to be his birthday here in a few days.
Yeah, so
4 days exactly.
4 days.
4 days, Luke will be 10 years old again.
Which
'cause
means
if
we're
you were-
old.
If you were watching that Super Kick video, that was his 10th birthday.
Nice.
But this is his actual 10th birthday. So I kind of wanted to get the three of us here to sing happy birthday to him real quick. And maybe give him the, what is it, a chop for every year? Is that what we do?
A chop for every year would be good, and then one to grow on?
Yeah. Okay, so on the count of three, we will do our worst rendition of happy birthday.
In glorious style.
No. 1,
Cap.
2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear
Super Kick
Luke. Happy birthday to you.
Now everybody needs
And
to
many more.
On
Oh, yeah.
Channel 4.
But so to finish our conversation, let's go to Luke first. Luke, what were your favorite highlights of the night last night at NXT Riverside, sir?
my favorite highlights?
Yes.
First favorite highlight.
Talk
was-
directly into the microphone, please, sir.
My favorite highlight out of the whole night was getting the Revival to do their tag team finisher,
You got to see that? Awesome.
Yeah?
and then them Johnny Gargano kicking out of it.
Nice.
Yeah. Made him look real strong. Real strong. Anything else, man? I mean, what were your general thoughts on the entire product?
Great. It's just really great seeing the franchise.
Okay. I didn't know Shane Douglas was there, but cool. See, the funny thing is
Old
he knows
reference.
who that is, though,
Because he's our kid, right?
Yeah, he is. I will say, man, that it was a lot of fun. During the main event, I pulled Luke over with me.
Yeah.
Because I wanted, he was hanging out with Autumn
Yep.
like all night. So I wanted him to come and sing the Glorious song with me and sing Nakamura's song with me and doing the 10-10-10 thing.
And Ron Kilborn was with us last night too, and he had his daughter with him too, and she fell asleep during the tag match and
Poor
slept.
Beth.
But Ron woke her up because he knew that the thing she was most excited for was Glorious.
Yeah.
And it was funny, like he woke her up and she stood up and like, okay, I'm awake, and then she started dozing off again, and then Glorious hit and she literally jumped up and like looked like a drunk baby deer trying to stand up on her chair so she could actually see. But she got standing up and she had her hands up and did the Glorious, and we all sang together, which was awesome.
I had to help her stand up.
Yes, Autumn did.
I felt
so.
bad for the dudes behind me, but not so much because they were armchair booking the entire fucking show.
Yeah, and wouldn't shut up.
Oh my God, I finally turned around. I'm like, hey, dude, if you think you could do it better, I actually know the guy who books this show.
Yeah,
He's
go
a
ahead.
good friend of mine.
Yeah.
I'll hook you up.
Yeah.
And he
guys
shut
who
up
were
real fucking quick.
Yeah.
The guys
I'm
who were
like-
sitting behind me most of the show, they were just saying,
nice heel.
Yeah, they were doing commentary.
Yeah, they were.
But in
It
a
was
comedic way.
so
It was
freaking
pretty funny.
annoying.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so to finish this up, and then we'll get the kids out of here so we can finish our grown-up conversation.
Yeah.
Autumn, what were your highlights of the night? You have the floor, madam.
35 seconds, go.
All right, Asuka winning, her title
match.
back.
She
Well,
was
not bad.
retaining.
Yeah,
She was
she
retained.
defended. Anyway, keep going.
Johnny Gargano and
Uncle Johnny.
Tommaso Ciampa. We actually started Uncle Johnny.
Yeah, I heard your dad.
Uncle Johnny.
Okay.
He saw us eventually.
Yes.
And then
jealous.
at the end of the night, while you guys were driving home, we got to meet all the superstars.
He rubbed it in like a total douche. No fucks given on him.
Yeah.
And I know you guys can't see it, but I am flipping off a 10-year-old girl.
I don't care. I live with this guy.
the thanks.
And,
Go ahead, finish up. Last
and
thought.
I got to meet Shinsuke
All
What did
right.
I tell you was going to happen? What did I tell you was going to happen? I said, if you even mention his name, I'm going to shut the damn microphone off on you. I had my finger hovering over that button because I knew what was coming. No, you know what, Autumn? I'm super happy for you guys. That's a really freaking cool.
I'm really jealous.
He was a really nice guy.
I'm not jealous in the slightest. Because I don't think you should ever meet your heroes.
Yeah, okay.
Why?
No.
Yeah.
He
I'm
was
joking.
screaming on the inside.
I
Yeah.
bet he
He
was,
was.
man. You know what? Your dad is a huge Nakamura fan.
Yeah, absolutely.
Huge Nakamura fan.
Huge.
If your dad could be gay for anybody, it'd probably be Nakamura or Bret Hart
Or Kobe
because
Bryant.
he likes those he likes them saber-toothed tigers. So, all right, kids, get the hell out of my studio.
Bye. Bye again. I know.
Yeah, that's right. Kick him out. Kick him way out. All right. So, Cole Daddy, what's your what was your favorite part?
Really, you know what's funny? That as you when you're a father,
Yeah.
let's get things are gonna get a little mushy here for the next 2 minutes, guys. But when you're a father, it's more about the experience for your kids and watching my kids be able to watch wrestling with just pure unadulterated joy and being legitimately mad at the bad guys and you know they don't understand why we bury Roman Reigns. They just think he's a superhero and they don't care. And just to watch that and see the joy in them, because there were a lot of kids around us. There were kids in front of us, and it was really fun just to watch them really, truly enjoying a professional wrestling show and marking out to the fullest extent. But more so than that, getting to see their uncle wrestle in WWE, and then of course the best part was that, you know, my sister and Johnny got us backstage, just, you know, the immediate family, and watching their reaction. Well, no, Kiana said next time it's all you guys,
I
so
know.
which is fine. But
Dude, I love her.
just
God,
getting,
I love her.
watching them. I mean, because we're in like a hallway kind of behind the stage,
Yeah.
and basically it was the hallway that everyone had to walk down to get to the bus, and so watching them just being super excited, like peeking around the corner to see who's coming next, and just and then if it was someone like when No Way Jose showed up, I mean, and this is just a guy who's just starting out and he's got a fun gimmick, but like Autumn, like they were like yeah, and then he came up and she's like, No Way Jose, and like he gave them all high fives and was really super cool.
That's awesome.
And it was really nice, and for the most part everyone asked him if they enjoyed the show, and they took just a brief minute. 'Cause, I mean, these guys just got off a
They're
17-hour
exhausted.
flight. They flew from Australia to Riverside. They got to get on a bus and drive for 4 hours, and it's already midnight. Like I think it was 11 at the time, but it's like they got to drive to Vegas, and so they're not sleeping for the next 4 or 5 hours. I mean, they might be if they can on the bus, but they were nice enough to at least say hi and shake our hands and ask if we had a good time. But
Okay, I do have a couple of questions
go ahead.
because I did not get to go backstage.
Yeah, no, you didn't.
Which I am and am not jealous of that.
It's okay to be.
It's
okay
a little
to be.
more jealous.
I'd be a little jealous if it was the other foot.
Okay. Bobby Roode.
Yes.
Cool.
Oh, super cool. He was one of the guys. I mean, some of the guys just kind of say, "Hey guys, how's it going?" and they walk by. But Bobby Roode stopped and shook everyone's hand and said, "Good to meet you," and talked to the girls and asked them if they had a good time and you know, and they all put on their smile and were good. You know, there were a couple guys that just kind of had their head down and walked through, but they weren't the guys we wanted to meet anyway.
Okay.
Like the guys that we really wanted to meet, Johnny went out his way. They're like, "Hey Bobby, come meet my family," you know, kind of thing. And but yeah, Bobby Roode was really cool. He stopped and shook everyone's hand.
And I
said
knew
hi
Nakamura was going to be cool. I just
He
always
was.
had that vibe with
But
him.
okay, here was the best part about Nakamura, right? Like they had pushed us, like we were up by the stage, and so they were starting to take stuff off. So we had to move down the hallway, and so he had to walk down the ramp down the hallway to meet us. And as soon as he walked through the door, the girls, both my girls, went. It started like totally freaking out that Shinsuke Nakamura was there.
Time out. Be honest. It was not just the girls. You did it too.
No, I was smiling, but I was more happy that my girls were appreciating it and understanding how cool it was, and not just being douchebags about it. Like, yeah, we should get to meet these people.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they were really geeking out, and it was really cool. And yes, I was doing that on the inside too.
Okay.
You know, but I'm sure if, you know, he spoke enough English, but he stopped and shook everyone's hand and smiled, and then he was like walking out. But the funniest part was, all the wrestlers went to Disneyland since they had a day off on Wednesday.
Yeah, I saw the pictures.
So they all went to
Bastards.
Disneyland. He bought a neck pillow, and it was a Minnie Mouse neck pillow with like a bow tie and everything. So he was like walking out the door, and he like picked it up. It was like showing the girls that he had a Minnie Mouse, not Mickey. He went with Minnie, the polka dots.
Man,
and everything.
I mean, he just seems
it
like
was so cool.
I've listened to some interviews with him, and while his English is not great, he's still a very humble guy.
Oh yeah.
Very humble, very gracious for the opportunities that he's been given.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in a sport now where he's not getting his fucking head kicked in all the time.
Yeah.
You know, he was one of the best Pride fighters there were. I mean, he was a great MMA fighter, and then he made the transition over.
Well, he started out as a pro wrestler, and then when New Japan was kind of tanking for a while, he like abandoned ship and went and him and then he came back, and I think Shibata did the same thing.
Okay.
And so
but all the interviews that I've ever heard with him, he's just seemed like the nicest dude.
And he was super cool. And but one of the highlights for me was Matt Bloom, like
Albert.
Yeah, Prince Albert, or what was his last gimmick? Lord Tensai, or whatever it was.
No. His last gimmick was well, I can't even remember the name, but it was a play on Lord Tensai because he was tagging with Brodus Clay for tons of fun.
But he was really nice, and he actually stopped and talked to us for a while. He talked to Candace, and he was happy. You know, he was like, "Oh, it's good to meet you." And they talked about cupcakes because Candace makes cupcakes and everything. And he looked at my outfit and goes, "I don't know how I didn't see you in the audience, bro." Like, because I was dressed in a very, very bright outfit last night, and but he was really cool, and he stopped and talked to everybody, and
That's cool.
it was
And
cool.
then you also got to see Scotty 2 Hotty.
Yes, and Scotty 2 Hotty was back there,
which
and,
to me is still part of one of my favorite tag teams. Just one of the funnest tag teams. Too cool.
Most entertaining for sure.
Dude, the worm. I see, and that's where I would have fucked everything up for us. Okay, I've got this thing. I've got the fucking Jericho curse.
Yeah, you have your filter doesn't work from time to time.
Sometimes when I meet somebody who I am completely enamored with, which happened with Hector Guerrero, and I will never fucking live that down. But that would be where I fucked everything up for all of us.
Yeah.
Because I'd have asked him to do the worm or something.
Yeah. And we'd be like, "You got to go, bro."
And he'd have been like, "Gone."
Okay. All right. Fuck you guys.
Talking to Joe wouldn't have done it. Talking to Rude wouldn't have done it. Trying to talk to Nakamura, even though I would probably try to bow to him, wouldn't have done it. Going up to Scotty 2 Hotty and saying, "Hey, dude, can we do the worm?"
Yeah, right.
Probably would have fucked everything up.
Yeah.
Or seeing if A-Train would actually pierce my nipple for me. You know, because, I mean, that's what Prince Albert's gimmick was.
Yeah.
It was the piercer for for draws. So
Yeah, but he was cool, and it was cool. I got to tell him that, I really was a fan of his work, and he's, he was real humble and nice. And
I'm more of a fan of his stuff in Japan.
well, yeah,
His Giant Bernard stuff was amazing.
Yeah, but even in WWE when he had one good run as A-Train. His stuff was good. Brock Lesnar almost killed him. Doing an F5 one time, dropped him on his head. It was the ugliest thing I've ever seen. But yeah, I mean, he's a fantastic worker. I'm glad that he's a part of. He's like the head coach. I mean, he's
the head trainer.
He's the head trainer and it's good that they have a good guy now.
Yeah,
because
Bill
Fit Finley.
DeMont's a
Well, yeah,
fucking
sorry,
asshole.
not Fit Finley. Fit Finley was fantastic.
Yeah,
he's the one who saved the women's division.
Yes, he did.
They gave him
and Robbie Brookside
Yeah.
pretty much.
But yeah, Bill DeMott is a total prick, and
Yeah.
I'm glad he's gone. But
Definitely. I've good buddy of mine is Eric Watts.
Yeah.
And through Eric, I've met some of the other guys from Tough Enough, and some of the other guys who did Florida Championship Wrestling and whatnot, and not. I very seldomly hear anything good about Bill DeMott.
No, he's a bully. Flat out, he's a bully.
Well, and
Hardcore
he was Holly was the same way too.
Yes, but Hardcore Holly wasn't just a dick to everybody all the time. He wasn't just an asshole for the sake of being an asshole. He would be stiff in the ring, which is kind of the way I was brought up in the business. Like, you beat up the kids a little bit when they came in because you wanted to make sure they wanted to be here. But Bill DeMott was taking it to a whole nother level, just abusing his power, just on a power trip. I was like, dude, you never were that over. If Shawn Michaels came into the training center and was a dick, that'd be one thing.
Yeah.
But you're Bill DeMott, you were a lower mid carder, bud.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
I think the most DeMott was over was when he was doing that Misfits in Action gimmick.
Yeah, exactly. A mid card comedy, whatever. No one gives a shit gimmick.
Well, when Van Hammer is one of your members and Lash LaRue is your second in command.
Yeah. That's why they called him the Misfits.
Yeah.
It's the Island of Misfit Toys in wrestling version.
Although I will say I did kind of dig them. So I mean.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, it worked.
Lieutenant Loco.
God, they did some stupid shit.
Lieutenant Loco, Corporal Cajun.
Oh, WCW.
And then Major Hugh G. Rection. Come on now.
That's funny.
Let's throw the dick joke out there.
Yes, let's do more dick jokes. It would make wrestling better, I think.
Hey, well, we could get the Big Valboski back.
Yeah.
Hello, ladies.
Oh man,
the Big Potboski.
But overall, it was a good night, and I'm happy that NXT is a thing, and I feel like maybe it's going to end. I don't know if this is. If there's a bigger means to the ends of this, I don't know if this is the direction that all of WWE is going to take, or if they are just trying to have their own indie promotions so they can bleed out the other indie promotions. I hope that this is the direction they're going more, and it seems that way because a lot of these guys are getting on the main roster now, and they're getting more play. But
well, I mean, the two champs. Well, one of the two champs right now is a straight up indie guy.
Yeah.
The former dude. I mean, AJ Styles is a fucking indie guy.
Yeah, for the most, pretty much. Yeah,
I know he's known for TNA, but I mean, dude, he's just as known for his shit in ROH
and Japan
and PWG and his stuff in Japan, dude. He only did 2 years in Japan, and he got a lot done.
He got a lot done in Japan in 2 years.
But, when you look at it, it looks like the WWE through Triple H for the most part, because Triple H is really fucking hit.
He's the driving force behind this.
He loves the indies. He loves a lot of the shit that he sees on the indies.
Well, I watched it. It was one of the Stone Cold podcast, I think, where they had Triple H on, and they talked to him about it. With the spot where Triple H disagrees with Vince is that, yes, we need to do the storylines. We need to have the theatrical shit. Yes, we need to have the stories. But at the end of the day, we're selling big fights. And so the fight has to be good. We can't just sell garbage. Like,
has to mean something.
Yeah, we can't do what WCW did that ran him into the ground. We can't have these big angles with these big over-the-top storylines and then a shit 5-minute main event. Like, we got to do better.
Yeah.
And so he's leaning more towards wrestlers, not entertainers.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and Triple H, I mean, to his credit, NXT is really goddamn good. It really is. I mean, it may be full of a bunch of people I've never heard of before, but the guys I have heard of are fucking phenomenal. They're amazing. Oh my God, I can still fucking hear them.
This is why,
Holy shit.
Maybe we got to stop bringing the kids.
Okay, everybody, this is going to get kind of loud for a second. Hey, shut the fuck up in there!
Uncalled for.
I can hear you. Be
Called
quiet. Sorry. I've been having to deal with a
maybe
preteen all goddamn
Maybe
day.
Mike was right. We shouldn't bring the kids to work.
Well,
I don't bring my kids to work.
well, we did it very specifically because we thought they were going to be entertaining for a minute. But, hey, they're kids. They'll learn entertainment. I'd have to say my favorite part of the entire night last night was watching the kids have fun. And they were having fun from fucking bell to bell. They were having fun even before. I mean, you should have seen. Did you see the video that Ron posted?
Yeah.
All them singing "Glorious" in the truck.
One of the other highlights of the night was that Ron decided he would take all the kids by himself, and so we had an adult car and then Ron in the car, and then we started driving around downtown Riverside, realizing that we're gonna have to park a few blocks away from this place, and it's raining. And Ron has all the kids and has to deal with that shit by himself.
Oh yeah, dude. Us adults, man, we were having fun, just BSing, and I got to know your wife a little bit. Which, dude, I don't know what the fuck is up with her, man. Does she have a little bit of brain damage? Because she married your ass and had like 3 beautiful kids out of it.
Yeah, do you see the babies that I gave her? That's why she married
dude,
me. I do good work, man.
Okay,
I do good work.
I will say, after last night, I have switched allegiances on your children.
Okay, you got a new favorite?
I do. It's the baby.
Oh, the baby.
The baby was cracking me up
Yeah,
last night.
she's a
before
handful.
We left. Well, she's a baby. I mean, they all are.
Yeah.
And then, man, Violet is just. She is just a character.
She's her own person, man.
She is.
She takes after her dad in that regard. She is her own person.
She entertains the shit out of me. She is just a very, very sweet little girl. She really is.
She is. But another highlight from the week, I don't know did I tell this story earlier on the air?
I don't think you told.
Okay.
Are we talking about Santa Claus?
Yeah, so
but we were talking about that last night.
I took the kids to see Santa this week. And I just like to throw shout out, thank you to Desiree Akes for doing the pictures, and I don't know where Patrick Akes was. He's never around when we're taking pictures with Santa, so I don't know. But thanks for letting us borrow your wife for a little bit. Thank you. And but anyway, we go to take pictures, and they take a couple pictures, and then each of the kids gets to sit down with Santa for a few minutes and talk because they have a sweet setup at their house, and so they do this, and he goes. Starts talking to Violet, and they're just talking about whatever, and she just starts rambling on, it's my, favorite time of the year, all the holidays, and it's about family and this and that. And it's like really sweet stuff. And then she goes, well, my favorite holiday to Santa, by the way, she's talking to Santa Claus, trying to get presents from this guy. He goes, my favorite holiday is Halloween. Like, boom, Santa, suck it in your face. Your holiday doesn't matter. So good. No fucks giving Violet right there.
Yep. You know what, dude? That's just what we're gonna call the clan. It's the no fucks given Dawson clan.
Not all of us. Some of us care.
Yeah, but got to spend some time with your wife. She's really freaking cool.
Yeah, I lucked out there.
And I would have to say another highlight of the night is getting to chit chat with your mom a bit.
Yeah.
My first time meeting her, and man, she is a fucking cool person.
Yes.
Again, I'm just gonna reiterate. I walk into the house to an outpouring of love of my jersey, and all night, dude, I went to the bathroom, had like 5 people. Great jersey, dude. Walking out to the car after the show, great Jersey, bunch of people, man.
Yep.
I expected
A lot of Ducks fans in the IE.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed. I mean, most people are they're Kings fans around here. There's a lot of them. But yeah,
it's funny. Like the Inland Empires kind of get split. Both, Angels, Dodgers.
Yeah.
They get split. I mean, because let's be honest, it's a lot easier to get to Anaheim for an event than it is to get to LA for anything. So it's easier to go to a Ducks game. Plus, their setup is sweet. Like Staples, you got to park somewhere and walk. But I mean, the parking lot at Honda Center is fantastic.
The cool part about Staples Center, for any kind of a show, is that if you live anywhere in Southern California, you could take the Metrolink and it drops you off right there at Staples Center.
Yep.
So I mean, to me, that's cool. I mean, you pay your $10 at the beginning of the day.
Well, they have that in Anaheim too. They have a Riverside. They have the metro that goes from Riverside.
Yeah, but it drops you off, and it's
you got to
like
walk
a half mile.
Yeah, you got to walk a little bit. Yes, and we learned last night that if you have to walk more than 50 feet, you're going to kill somebody.
Oh, dude, I will fucking murder a bitch.
We had to walk 4 whole blocks, and
to be fair, and Ron was giving me shit about saying to be fair with everything last night. I do have asthma, and you guys were walking really goddamn fast. And I'm sitting there trying to walk, and I've got super fucking short legs. So my strides are not as long. I mean, even Candace is walking faster than me.
Well,
and
Candace
she's drunk.
Candace is in a lot better shape than we are.
Yes, she is. But yeah, man.
But also, when women have to pee, it's like a now situation. So.
Yeah. I do not. I told you last night, if God wanted us to walk, he wouldn't have invented cars. So, that's what it comes down to, man. I don't like to walk. My cardio is crap. I've got to fucking run up and down stairs all goddamn week. So on my days off, I don't want to do shit.
I don't want to walk, man.
That's like when we passed by the line that was like a mile long to get into the venue, and I joked around with, "Hey, man, just drop me off here. I'll get in line." I wasn't fucking joking. I was really literally about to jump out the car. Because I knew exactly where we were going to have to park, and I did not want to walk all the way over there.
Oh, well.
Because I'm a fat bastard.
Yeah, I am too, but I'm not afraid to walk in, so it is what it is. My wife gets mad because I always, whenever we go to Honda Center, I park as far away from the building as humanly possible because you can just pull right out. If you just park there and you walk, you can just get right out. It doesn't take 20 minutes to get out. It takes 2. So,
well, I mean, I go to the Honda Center every goddamn year.
Yeah.
Well, no, Anaheim Stadium is the absolute
Angel
worst.
Stadium.
Angel Stadium sucks.
It's not too bad. If you go on Orangewood.
Well, we go to the Monster Jam every year.
Okay.
And every year it takes us minimum an hour to get out of the parking lot.
That's probably true because that's a little bit. I mean, Angel games aren't so bad because people are filtering out, a little bit earlier, and and if you go during the week, it's not always sold out. So, but I imagine Monster Jam is
packed. Luckily, this year my aunt called us before she went ahead and bought the tickets.
Yeah.
She's like, I know you guys are getting kind of tired of Monster Jam. And I told her, I'm like, you know what? When we're there, it's fun. It's getting there and getting
the
home.
chore of doing it.
Yeah. I'm like,
that's how you know we're fat guys because we just like the driving and the parking and walking.
Well, and it's not even so much the drive, man. I love driving out to Anaheim.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
I really do. I love going out to Orange County. That's one of my favorite places. I mean, my grandparents live out there. Almost my entire family's out in Orange County. So I don't mind driving out there. It's trying to find a place to park.
Yeah.
It's trying to find your car afterwards. It's getting out of the fucking parking lot afterwards.
That's not a big deal because I have a system. I park in the same area every single time. Okay. I know the drill.
Well, the next time we go out there, we're taking you so we can figure out this thing because I've been going out there for 7 years now for this fucking Monster Jam.
Yeah,
every goddamn year.
If you go to the stadium off Catella, it's a nightmare getting out. If you go on Orangewood, it's not bad. I've had bad times where it takes 15-20 minutes to get out of there, but
has literally gotten to where I'm going to park over there where the Tilted Kilt and everything is, which is like right down the street.
I love Tilted Kilt.
I've never been there, I really could give a shit about it.
It's
Irish Hooters.
Do you go to yeah, but it takes more talent to be a tilted kilt waitress than anyone can.
Do
get
they
fake tits.
river dance?
No, but they're midriff and it's fantastic. So, but the food is also better.
Is it good food?
Yeah. I don't know. I'd say it's great, but it's not 5-star cuisine, but it's better.
When I went to I've only gone to Hooters once.
Mm-hmm.
And me, dude. I love tits and ass.
Yeah.
Just like the next dude.
Yeah.
But you gotta have good food too, man.
Well, fried pickles are good, and I like the fish sandwich at Hooters. It's good, so it's I'm good to go. But
I had the straight up chicken wings, the thing that you're fucking known for.
Yeah, the thing that's like almost impossible to screw up, right?
Yeah, okay. Number one, I hate battered dip wings.
Yeah,
I think it's fucking gross. Why would you do that to a wing? Number two, you're gonna serve the tip of the wing with the wing itself.
Yeah,
which there's no meat on a fucking chicken wing right there.
Well, yeah, if you don't like chicken wings, it's not going to be your place. But
no, I fucking love chicken wings. Love chicken wings, dude. That's like my favorite food. But you got to do it well.
Yeah,
you got to do it well. If Buffalo Wild Wings is kicking your ass on the wing front, then you know you're fucking up.
Oh, I like B-dubs, man.
I like everything on their menu except for their fucking wings.
No,
man.
I do. Well, I don't get. I get the boneless, and it's fantastic.
Oh, the chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
The sauced up chicken.
No, I don't do sauce. I do rubs. I like dry rubs. I don't like getting my fingers dirty.
Oh, yeah. I did that challenge that they had.
Oh, you're gross,
dude. I was after that, man. I had fucking snot coming out my face. My eyes wouldn't stop watering.
All right, we got about 5 minutes left. We should probably talk about wrestling.
I once heard that Andre the Giant ate like 500 chicken wings in one sitting.
Andre the Giant's one of my favorite people because all the stories about him are just like
they're so over the top, but they're fucking true.
Most of them are, but and that's the problem. Like you believe just about anything that anyone says about Andre the Giant.
Yeah. Well.
I think my favorite Andre story was talking about how hard it was for him to travel to Japan specifically, and so he would go and like get his system cleaned out, flushed out. So because if he had to shit on the plane, it's Andre the Giant. He's not fitting in an airplane bathroom, and so there was one time he had no choice. He had to shit on the plane. So basically, he just went to the back of the plane. They moved some people up, and the stewardesses held up towels and they gave him a trash bag, and he just shit in a trash bag on the plane. But so what he would do was he'd go and get his system cleaned out so he didn't have to shit for the 15-hour flight. Well, whenever he was leaving Japan, he would always leave a present for the cleaning ladies. Sometimes it would be he'd take a shit in the tub, or but the best one is Hulk Hogan's telling the story. He hears Andre down the street. Hey boss, come here. And what Andre did was he took newspapers and laid them out over the bed. Oh. And he took a big shit on the bed and then used the curtains to wipe his ass. So good times, Andre the Giant.
Andre the Giant, ever the ribber. and my greatest memory of Andre is just being Fezzik in Princess Bride, man.
And a lot of guys is because he was really proud of the movie, and he was really happy about it. And he was really good.
He was so good in that movie.
I mean, endearing.
Yeah.
Such a lovable character in the movie.
And I am not too man to say that Princess Bride is and forever will be my all-time favorite movie.
Oh, look for you. I like it. I wouldn't go that. It's not that high up on my list. But
it is legit. Well, I have good memories of it.
No, I love it. It's a good movie.
My dad, we used to sit down and watch it all the time. But,
it's a fantastic movie.
Come on, it's got everything. It's got comedy. It's got action. It's got romance.
Yeah.
And
if you have a heart, you're gonna cry.
Yeah, a little bit. So, all right, guys, that's our time for this week. I know that it's been kind of a crapshoot, literally.
Oh, Andre stories.
Oh, the puns. Catch us again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. 6 to 8 p.m. chaoticradio.com. Hit us up on the Twitter at Heel Talk Radio. And we're now on Facebook, Twitter. Shit, dude. I'm still waiting for Cole to get that Instagram account going.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah, eventually. Possibly. Dude, I'll have your sister do it for me. She'll do it.
I just, one thing I say, we got our numbers in this week, and I'd like to thank our audience because it's been growing over the last couple of months. It's about triple the size that we started with, so we
so
appreciate
happy
it.
for that.
Tell your friends that if you like listening to us, and find us on the Facebook and share the page and get likes. And
I just found out that our show is available for podcast on iTunes.
Nice.
So it is a free download. Get on there. Download our show. We're fucking entertaining, goddammit. For No Fucks Given Cole Dawson, I'm the 5 Card Stud Jeff Maverick. Peace.